Let's get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you that are new here, my name is Priamo. You know us from the Taylor's Code. If you're not inside of the Taylor's Code already, this is a university meeting. We have them every single Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern time. Why? Because while everybody is out partying on Friday night, waking up late on Saturday, fighting the hangovers, drinking their, liquid IVs and all that kind of shit, we're just busy increasing the gap, continuing to educate, continuing to learn ways to make money, get better at sales, vibe out with the gentlemen. It's just what we do on a Saturday. Rodflation. We got that rodflation pumping, right? Forget the federal rate cuts. We got rodflation rising. So, two things we're going to go over today. First thing we're going to go over is going to be some sales training. I'm going to teach you guys how to make the real sale in a sale, which you guys, I'm sure, are not even aware of. And the second thing is we're going to go ahead and jump into a few ways that we're making money in the crypto side of things. Why? Because if you're not educated and you don't understand how people are making money, you're not going to understand how the rich get richer. You're not going to understand how to get yourself in a situation where you are the rich getting richer. So I'm going to teach you the ways that we're making money in crypto as well. So two things we're going over. First thing we're touching upon, okay? Sales training. So a lot of people know me from the insurance industry and the sales industry. And that's where I first started making my bit of money a couple of years ago. And so one thing that I learned in sales quickly, and it's why I had so much success quickly, is that I understood that the real sale is not making a sale, okay? The real sale is selling the fact that you don't care to make a sale, all right? The problem that I see with too many people, whether it's in the sales industry or somebody who's running their own business and trying to grow their company, is that in a negative way, they show that they care too much. They're too emotional about the result. They act like they haven't been there before. That immediately is going to turn you off to the people that you're speaking to, okay? When you're in sales and when you're running a business, you want people to look at you as an authority figure, somebody that is not even affected by what they're doing right now because they're so used to doing it all the time. Do you understand? You don't ever want to go into a situation where you're trying to close down a client for a service, you're trying to hire a new employee, you're trying to recruit somebody into your business, and you make them feel like that you haven't been there before, that you're not competent, that you're not an authority. The whole sale in sales is the fact that you don't actually care to make a sale. Why is that so important? Because inherently, when somebody sat down across from you and they feel like that you really care to sell them and that you need to sell them, they're not going to trust you as much. Because they're going to think to themselves, well, this guy's just trying to sell me something. So he's going to tell me whatever I want to hear so that I actually do what he wants me to do. I don't trust this guy. Why? Well, because obviously somebody's desperate for a sale. Somebody's broke. They don't have any money in their pockets and they're trying to make you do something so badly that they need to get paid. They know that you're going to be willing to lie a little bit. They know that you're going to be willing to stretch the truth a bit. They know that you're going to be willing to do things that aren't necessarily ethical. And so they're not going to trust you and then they're not going to buy, okay? On top of that, if you act like you care so much about selling somebody something or you act like you are trying to make a sale, they're going to think to themselves as well, is nobody else doing this? Is nobody else buying your service? Is nobody else buying this product? Why are you trying so hard or why are you so shocked at the fact that I'm giving you the opportunity to sell me something? Oh, okay, hold on a second. That means not a lot of people are doing this. That's a problem, right? The whole sale in sales is that you're not making a sale. Do you understand? So when I sit down with people, I make it very clear from the beginning, regardless of what I'm trying to do, okay, whether I'm selling them a product, whether I'm selling them a service, or I'm selling somebody on an opportunity to come do business with me, aka hiring somebody, I make it very clear to them that I don't care to have them, nor do I need them. And I say that in a way where they're going to know that, but it's not going to come across as rude or arrogant or in a way that makes them feel like they're not valued. No, I'm going to make them feel like I have other options. I don't need you. I'm simply going to do the best job I possibly can for you. If you don't do it, if you don't need it, if you don't want it, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. So now that gives me the opportunity to create an environment where I can actually sell you something effectively and make you feel like that you need it more than I need to get it to you. And that's the truth. If you truly believe in your product or service, you should know that that person needs what you're selling more than you need to sell it. As soon as you get yourself into that position of authority, watch how much you sell products and services. Okay, that's the secret. The secret is that you don't care. Okay, so I'll give you an example. So let's say, we'll start with the sales rep. Okay, let's say you're a salesperson. You're sat down, you're either doing in-home sales, you're doing sales on Zoom, or you're doing telesales. Regardless. One of the first things that I tell people at the beginning of a presentation is that, number one, I'm busy. Number two, I'm important. And number three, that I'm in control. So how am I going to do that? I'm going to give you the line. Okay, here's what I do every single time I get into a presentation. I'm going to sit down and talk to somebody. And you can do it your own way, but say it in similar fashion. Before we even start with anything, I'm going to tell them, hey, listen, guys, if you take a look at my schedule, I mean, I got people I got to see every single hour on the hour all day long. So I know your guys' time is super important. And trust me, my time is super important too. So I'm going to keep this as quick as humanly possible for you. But if you have any questions, just stop me and ask, okay? Is that cool with you guys? Is that okay with you? You guys fine with that? And get them to respond. Oh, yeah, that's fine. So you do two things there. Number one, you set yourself up to be in a position of authority, okay? I'm telling you, here's what my schedule looks like, so I'm going to go as quickly as humanly possible. Is that cool with you guys? Get the confirmation? Bang. You're now busy. Why? Because I just told them, listen, I got to see people every single hour on the hour all day long. So I know your guys' time is super important, and trust me, my time is super important too. So I'm going to keep this as quick as humanly possible for you guys. Are you guys cool with that? Perfect. Okay. So immediately I'm establishing control and that I'm busy and that I'm important. Okay. If people don't get that presence, that feeling from you, they're not going to respect you as much. Okay. And so the difference between somebody like me who does do that and somebody who doesn't do that is, sure, that other person might make a couple of sales, but I'm going to close at a much higher percentage, and I'm going to bring the odds so much further into my favor that I'm going to end up making so much more money over an extended period of time. Even if just doing that in and of itself only gets me an extra 2 or 3 sales a week, over the course of a year, I'm making an extra $100,000, $200,000 a year. So it would be well worth it to me to do that, and that's why I do it. Okay? So simple things like that, where you're putting yourself in a position of authority, you have control, you're showing that you're busy and that you're important. Okay? Does that make sense? Now, that's one way to do it. The second way is when you're actually now presenting something to someone. So whether it's a service, so let's say you're selling mentorship, you're selling a product that you made, you're trying to sell yourself in a job interview, right? You want to make it clear that you're not desperate to make a sale, or if you're a really fucking stud, if you're a real fucking genius like me, you're going to sell them on the fact that you don't even care to sell them. You don't even get paid based off of commission, right? That's what I do. I am so good to the point where I sit down with people and I make it seem like they're actually an inconvenience to me, the fact that I even have to sit down and explain things with them, right? So, for example, let's say if I talk to, let's talk it from a sales rep position again. Let's say you're talking to somebody that you're trying to sell a product to, right? Whether it's window cleaner, insurance, a fucking vacuum cleaner, whatever the fuck you're selling, okay? I want them to understand that I don't care to sell them the product or service. So how do I do that? I'm going to build up how many other people already do what I'm selling, okay? So here's how you make people feel that feeling of FOMO. If you can give people FOMO, you're going to sell at a high level, okay? So here's an example. So let's say somebody, for example, in the insurance industry, easy example, right? One of the big rebuttals that you get is, hey, listen, we already have enough insurance. We don't need any more. We don't want that. I have work coverage, whatever, okay? Now just translate this into your industry. It's gonna be the same rebuttals. So what I do proactively to beat something like that, to show them that I don't really care to sell them anymore, is I'll say, hey, listen, guys, I mean, most of the families I sit down with, dad's got about $1-2 million in coverage, mom's got about another $1 to $2 million. And obviously, because that's about how much you're going to make in your lifetime. So, and then I go into my presentation. Why did I say that proactively? Listen, most of the families I sit down with, I mean, mom's already got $1 to $2 million, dad's already got about $1 to $2 million in coverage, and because that's about how much you're going to make in your lifetime. And so so why do I say that? So whenever I go back to sell them some insurance and I'm reviewing the benefits that they have, whether it's through work or whether coverage they already have, I'll ask them, I'll say, all right, guys, so, outside of this, then how much coverage do you guys have right now through work and stuff that you own? We don't own any. You guys don't own anything. You don't have any you don't have any policies? Okay. So, all right, I didn't know that. So obviously we got to go ahead and get that fixed for you guys. Sold them. If they already have coverage, let's say this person already has $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 in life insurance coverage. So how much other coverage do you guys have right now? Oh, I got a $500,000 policy through work. Okay, yeah. What else do you have? That's it. So you only have the $500,000 through work. That's it. Yeah, that's all. Okay. All right. I mean, hey, not too bad. But obviously we got to get you caught up to where everybody else is at right now. And so the way that we're going to be able to do that, and I'm going to sell more insurance. You understand what I'm doing? So instead of telling people up front that they need something, or I'm trying to make them feel like I'm trying to sell them something, I do the reverse. Okay. So use your brain and translate this into your own industry and what you're selling or what your business is you want to ask them proactively in a way that says you should already have this or be doing this. So for example, if you're selling mentorship, you want to say, so how many people do you work with right now? Or how many other universities are you a part of? Or what did you do for college? Or what university did you go to? What do you mean? You haven't done anything? You never bought any of those? You never had a car before? Those sorts of things. Do you understand? You make it seem like it's weird that they're not already doing it. So now what you can do is put them in a position of FOMO, fear of missing out. Everybody else is doing this. Well, what do you think people want to do? They want to be a part of the crowd. They want to be a part of a group. This is why inherently movements and organizations, the larger that they get, the more momentum they get in terms of growth, because it's just human psychology. The more people that are doing something, the more that other people are going to want to do it, right? If only one person in the entire planet is doing this one thing, how much do you think somebody else is going to want to do it? But if a billion people are already doing it, don't you think somebody else is going to probably be like, oh yeah, I should do this? Do you understand? It's that FOMO. It's that fear of missing out. So you want to develop a sense of you're not trying to make a sale, and really they feel like they're missing out on something that you have. Now they want to come get it from you.